Yo, welcome to the Table Talk podcast, where we sit down, pull up a chair, and we get started. This podcast is designed to provide you packed full of information to help you with your training, nutrition, lifestyle, and well-being, where we interview myself through case studies to give you lifetime experience. And then we also interview high-performing individuals or other career-focused people who are looking to make changes in their lifestyle, training, nutrition, and well-being. So let's pull up that chair and let's go.
Alrighty. Yo. Welcome to Table Talks. This is our podcast episode today, which is You Don't Make Friends with Salad Part 2. Now, my partner's been having a great time saying you don't make friends with salad.
Friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad.
For the last few days, and I thought it was catchy, and I thought it would be a good title, that You Don't Make Friends with Salad. So this episode today is really just to address a theme called the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15, organic versus non-organic. So there are so many variables when it comes to eating vegetables. You can have autoimmune disease, you can have intolerances to certain vegetables, you could have issues with oxalates. What is an oxalate? It's where maybe you eat a certain amount of food over time and you just get a build-up of a thing called oxalate, which leads to bloat, brain fog, discomfort, distension of the gut, and you're like, oh, what have I done? And then you got to get rid of that food for a period of time, and then you can handle it again. But how long? What do I do? FODMAPs. What is that? It's a sugar in the digestive tract. Again, too much of a good thing leads to that. So all of these things, and if you don't know, there's a thing called like the Earth theory, or something where it's pretty much the concept is that if you don't have permission to eat a food, it will then kind of attack the body. It's just like a real funny thing. So there are people out there that there's like these retreats where you go on an experience and you grow all your own food and you go up to every piece of food and you go, hello, apple, may I pick you from this tree today? And you have to just lightly pull on it. And if it comes off, the fruit has accepted that you will eat it, and then you eat it. If you can't, then you do not eat it. You leave it in the tree until tomorrow. So the idea is that if it's ripe and ready, it's good to go. If not, you don't force it. Like carrots, you don't yank them out of the ground. You lightly pull. If it's ready, it'll come. If not, so I think that's a interesting one. So it's like some days you just won't eat. So we could talk about all the myth series, anything about vegetables, but today's about the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So you literally could type this into Google and it'll pop up and it'll say every year the Environment Working Group, EWG, releases a report on the pesticides residue levels in various fruits and vegetables. The report is then divided into two helpful lists, the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So the idea is that all food, conventional, is conventionally farmed. So the idea is that certain foods, if you think like the ecosystem food that's growing, if it's not nutrient dense, if it's weak, it's compromised, the idea is that this food doesn't have a protective layer or cell membrane around it, and so bugs will eat it. Survival of the fittest. So if it's good, it doesn't get eaten, produces this strong protective system. And if it doesn't, bugs eat it. And so that can ruin a lot of crops. And obviously, if you grow enough crops, you can, as a farmer, produce lots of money. So certain foods require more pesticide sprays to protect them long term. So there are certain recommendations that with the Dirty Dozen, these are the ones that, if you looked at a lot of them, like strawberries, spinach, kale, peaches, pears, nectarines, apples, grapes, bell peppers, capsicums, cherries or cherry tomatoes, blueberries, and green beans. A lot of these are actually very water-soluble based fruits or vegetables. And so if it's very water-soluble, you spray it with pesticides, it absorbs and leaches into the fruit or vegetables. So then when you get it as the consumer, when you're eating that food, you may be attesting a large amount of pesticides in your body. Now, the thing is, and everyone can argue the pros and cons to this, because the thing is, one, food is now readily available for all of us, so super convenient, which is great. We don't have to go days without eating. So there's a bonus there. The downside is that you may be over consuming one or two things. There may be a special, it's convenient, it's great. So then if you over consume this certain food, it may be that you have a higher intake of that pesticide. Now, how much? Everyone's a different body, so it's a thing to work out. It's a lot of working out though. So this is where the clean 15 dirty dozen is if you were going to consume this type of food, like a blueberry, the recommendation, because it's dirty dozen, is to go organic. So minimal herbicides, pesticides used for the product, and so it has a high nutrient profile and less chemical based. Then you've got, so like strawberry swish, it goes, need little to no maintenance, and once planted, give fruit for at least 4 years. Certainly can't beat freshly picked homegrown fruits and vegetables. Easy thing to do would be look at the frozen section, right? So a lot of people think frozen bad. The idea is that they pick fruit prematurely, they spray it to preserve it, and some people are like, oh, has it been there for a year, 3 months, 6 months? We just don't know. It's hard to tell. So going for the organic, so when you go frozen, the thing is they have to pick it at its ripeness, and then they blast chill it, and so snap freeze, so it contains its nutrients, and so you're kind of getting a freshest pick. So these are most ideal. So you can also, with the dirty dozen, you can actually find that with a lot of these, you don't need a lot of space to actually grow it yourself. So if you really want to take out the concern, you can grow it yourself. And you'll literally just see that. I remember as a kid, my cupboard house got torn down, and we had this just giant pit in the backyard, turned into a garden. And I got to actually see a lot of fruits and veg grow, but I also got to see a lot of our tomatoes got consumed a lot. And what we used to do is we used to always grow tomatoes. So all the bugs would eat the tomatoes, and then we would grow everything else, which is interesting. So I never really got to have tomatoes, but I got to have lettuce, strawberries, beans, shoots. So that was pretty cool. With that. So then you've got your clean 15. And so these are probably a little less water soluble. And so you can get away with having these ones if, they herbicides, pesticides. So there probably wouldn't be as many with these ones. So the thing to note, and it says here, is to note that Eat It With Your report is not meant to discourage people from eating fruits and vegetables. Instead, its report is meant to inform consumers, encourage them to make informed choices. Eating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables is still a key and healthy diet. And by choosing organic options or these in the Clean 15 list can help reduce exposure to pesticides. Still recommended to wash all produce thoroughly. You can also get glutamine. A little hack is get glutamine. So you put all your fruit and veg in a big pot or in the sink, put some glutamine in it, and you'll actually just swish it around and you'll actually see some of the stuff come to the top, which is pretty like, oh. So yeah, little things to be mindful of that. Now, the Clean 15 are the ones that you kind of get away with. So you got avocado, sweet corn, pineapples, onions, papayas, sweet peas, asparagus, honeydew, kiwi, cabbage, mushrooms, mangoes, sweet potato, watermelon, and carrots. So those are the kind of the list. So hopefully there's been a big pop-up to show you all the vegetables. If you're not sure, then we can send you more information. I'll post it in this section as well. So Dirty Dozen. These are the ones to look for more organic, and the Clean 15 are the ones that you can kind of get away with on their own. So if you're going out to a restaurant and you're thinking, oh, I want to look at Clean 15, or I want to be mindful of these ones, you don't have to go the way, is this organic? Clean 15, those are good, conventional or organic. The belief is that organic has more nutrients. Some say it doesn't, some say it does. One contains just more pesticides, herbicides, a bit more chemical to it. And so if you're wanting to look after your body and you just don't want that increased load, then these are Dirty Dozens are the ones to look out for. So again, they have been used for a long, long time. The idea is that it's just in moderation. Just be mindful. If you have a concern, reach out to your local doctor GP. Get your bloods checked. regularly every year would be my recommendation, just to make sure that your body is on point. If you notice that in the ranges that you drop below, that's when you start to have those conversations, and looking at this can be something that can support and aid the body, which will help with recovery and that process. It could be even simple. You might even just take out one of those foods out of the dozen. You might just remove those and realize, I just feel less bloated. Maybe there's something there to look at. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and you have a great day. Until next time, adios, amigos.
Hey, thanks so much for joining the episode of Table Talk today. We hope you found some helpful tips and inspiration in staying healthy and fit, even with a busy schedule. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast. Stay tuned for our next conversation. Until then, keep prioritizing yourself, your health, your fitness, and we'll see you on the next Table Talk.